Welcome back to
Growing
Growing
and
and Glowing.
glowing.
It's your girl
And
Wens.
your boy Brands.
And today we're going to be talking
About
about
crystals.
crystals.
Yes.
Okay.
You're so funny.
Okay.
Yeah. And like Wens mentioned in today's video, we will be talking about crystals and what purpose they have and how they're created from the Earth's core. And also how you can use them in your everyday life to help amplify and raise your vibrational frequency. And although crystals are a new concept to people, they have been around for centuries and many years now. It is just that we are at a time where people are becoming more spiritually aware and are trying to raise their frequency. And that's how like we're in a time where people are starting to be more interested in the crystals and their healing properties. So now getting into how they are made, the way crystals are made, they come from the Earth's core, and when the core starts releasing these hot gases, they get trapped in rocks. And when the rocks start coming up through the Earth's cores, they become more the temperature is lower, thus the crystals being formed. And just depending on what element the crystal went through and it was surrounded by and was incorporated with, that's the crystal you will get. And they all have different colors, different shapes, and different properties.
Yeah, exactly. And just one important thing to know and interesting fact is that a crystal is actually the most vibrating object on Earth.
Yes.
So nothing compares to the frequency this crystal has and its
Yes.
vibration. It is
It's
that
strong.
powerful.
Yes. Yes, because if you're born with the natural frequency, you're just gonna have that, and that's why they have them around them. And just when they're lacking a certain aspect, they try to incorporate it.
So now let's get into the science behind it and how these crystals actually are able to, vibrate through oneself. So well-known inventor and engineer Nikola Tesla was very interested in crystals. He spent most of his life studying these crystals, its vibrations, its frequency, and a crystal's energy and life form. Tesla believed that all is energy. So everything on this earth has energy and is made up of energy. He actually famously said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. He was so convinced that crystals held an extraordinary power and that we as humans are able to actually harness this power and just to become better and evolve as human beings. Okay, so now let's get into like how crystals are able to, like I said, vibrate this frequency through us. So crystals like this one have something called diamagnetism. So to better explain this to you, I'm going to explain it how Dr. Hamilton explained this. So imagine it's raining really hard outside. So what you do when it's raining really hard, obviously you take out your umbrella. So your umbrella, basically what it does is that as it's raining really hard, your umbrella is shaped like this. So your umbrella, what it does is that it deflects all the rain that is pouring down directly onto you. So instead of it obviously going onto you, it actually bounces off to anything around it. So it deflects all of that rain and it bounces it off, right? So now let's imagine there's somebody sitting right next to you or standing next to you. So all of that rain is going to actually bounce off to the person next to you twice the amount because of how much is being gathered together. So twice of that rain is going to be poured onto the person next to you. So now let's think of this in terms of crystals. So you have the rain, right? So the rain is actually going to be the Earth's magnetic energy. So the rain or the Earth's magnetic energy goes directly onto the tip of this rose crystal and it acts and the rose crystal here is your umbrella. So basically the Earth's magnetic energy bounces off to anything around the crystal. So that's exactly how we are able to get the frequency and the vibration. And if I'm literally next to this crystal, I will get anything bouncing off of this crystal twice as much. So I'm getting twice as much of the magnetic energy field and energy and frequency and vibrations just by being next to this crystal because it's bouncing off this. And we know this because of diamagnetism. And that's how it works. That's why we're able to literally get so much vibration out of this. And as literally you hold it or just even stand next to or have it in a room, all of that energy is going to bounce off to the walls, bounce off to anything around it. And because, like Nikola Tesla stated, everything is energy, me and Brands are energy, your energy, everything in this world is made up of energy. We're able to,
Transmit its like healing properties to the like anything or anyone around it.
yes, exactly. So now you know how crystals work.
Yes. Okay, and you're probably asking yourself, what use do they have now? for many years, ancient cultures like Egypt, China, and Greece would use these crystals because they were well aware of what healing and protective properties they held. And for an example, I want to put when the sailors would go in very dangerous missions into the sea with no navigation, just whatever was around them, they would carry hematite inside their amulets, which would keep them protected throughout the journey. And another example would be like the Egyptians. They would carry quartz in their like just quartz in their palaces because they knew that the quartz had purifying and high frequency vibrations coming out of it, and that made everything in their palace just run smoother.
Yeah, and like I just want to say something like it's crazy how for centuries, these stones have been used, and even like if you believe like in the Bible, it even says in the
Yes.
Bible how they've used like these healing properties from these crystals. So it's just crazy to me to know that like ancient civilizations knew about these
Yeah.
crystals and how powerful they were, and which is why today many archaeologists have discovered so many crystals all over the world, and scientists are so profoundly studying these crystals because there's just something about the crystal that is so powerful
Yeah.
that it just keeps you wondering like why did all these civilizations like all around the world use them, and like what were like their powers. So we know like there's just something so special about each one of these
Yes,
crystals.
and how like strong they can be to
Mm-hmm.
protect you through journeys like that.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, they knew something, like they knew
Yeah.
something that we don't, and like that clearly just
Yeah,
shows
to
like
think about how
just
like less research there was back then, like just
mm-hmm.
kind of boggles me that they knew what it was for and what each crystal, what property it had.
Yeah, they just knew like it had incredible like properties, and that's something that we as a culture need to kind of just really start embracing more and
Yes.
realizing more. And I'm glad that there's so many scientists now that are starting to see that, and like archaeologists, and just really trying to discover, find out more about these crystals, because like Nikola Tesla, like they believe like they have extraordinary powers, and hopefully one day really able to understand them
And
profoundly.
what they use, yeah. And like in today's times, we do know that we use them for protective, healing, for meditation, just for peace, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
And with that, we also know that the crystals help us, mentally, spiritually, and physically because of its frequencies.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that. So today we also know that our thoughts have frequencies. And then once we have a thought, that creates an emotion, and our emotions also have these frequencies. So the frequency of our emotions are then projected into the energy field of our body. And those are our chakras, also known today as the seven energy centers of our bodies. And without these seven energy centers working, our body wouldn't be able to function correctly. So these chakras, or the seven energy centers of our body, they all have specific colors and frequencies. And what this has to do with crystals is that each crystal has a specific color and a specific frequency. So when we align the matching colors and the matching frequencies to the crystals and to the centers of our bodies or chakras, those begin to realign, and then that's when we start to be those healthier aspects. We start to feel better physically and emotionally and spiritually, because like we mentioned earlier, the energies and the frequencies are realigning, and we're all made up of energy. So as we get closer to these energy and these crystals, you feel different, you act different, and you will physically see it yourself if you really start to get involved with the crystal and get your energies really out there.
Yes, because once you start, balancing your chakras, you will notice that even the smallest imbalance will change their entire like how you view the world, how you start treating people. Like that's why a lot of people use crystals so that
Hmm.
they can keep their chakras balanced because they are well aware that some we're humans and we're meant to like not be the same. Things are supposed to change, and that's why it's important to always just be self-aware.
Yes, exactly. So when the frequencies are balanced within you, everything else on the outside is going to balance out as well. And that's why it is so important to really know and study your chakras, those seven energy centers, to study crystals and really get all of your frequencies, your vibrations all aligned and in tuned.
So you can truly be who your inner person is.
Yes.
Let's get into how you can use crystals. So the way you use crystals is you yourself, you have to start having a positive mindset and be accepting that you will have this frequency go through you and you will be balanced. And just also just have a positive mindset when you're around crystals, because having positive mindset and just adding that positive energy to having around crystals makes them that much stronger. And whenever you're trying to hold crystals, just try to have good interactions, positive thoughts, because at the end of the day, like that is all like what aligns you with the crystal. Just having that positive mindset and allowing the vibrations just to intertwine with each other and balance each other out.
Yes.
Yes, and the way I use crystals would be to protect myself and just to have good energy around me because, we're around a lot of people. There's a billion of people in this world and we're all not the same. Unfortunately, we all don't want to heal. Some of us are just stuck in the same ways, which is why I personally like to protect myself with crystals and just have good, strong, positive, like you said, the energy field around me because you just never know. Me, I'm a person who likes to I don't like the same routine. I like changing it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So just like I'll switch on my crystals to just amplify different vibes. Like if I'm feeling like tired, I'll just have like carnation, which is like my stone that aligns with my um zodiac sign. So it's like
Wow.
very like like it releases passion energy, gives you like a lot of energy, and just allows like yourself to be confident in whatever
Yes.
you're doing. So it really depends on where I'm at, how I use the crystals.
I love that. Yes. And how I use crystals is basically the same thing. I have different kinds of crystals, for different things. If one day I'm feeling a little not like loving myself so much, I will use a
Yes.
rose quartz crystal. I would just hold it in my hand. I like
Yes.
to first start off with saging the room, clear all that bad energy and all of that. And I like to, clean my own crystal, with my little sage. And while I'm doing that, I'm holding my crystal and I really like hold it and I take a moment to just breathe and have a clear mind. And I basically close my eyes and I hold it in my hand and I tell myself, sorry, and I asked the universe, please let this crystal and its properties vibrate through me and my body. I was like, let all of this bad energy be taken away and allow only the good energy of this crystal to vibrate through my body, through my chakras. Please let this crystal's vibrations vibrate through my room, through my family, through my
Yes.
partner. And that's really what I do. I like to really feel the crystal in my hand. I like to imagine the vibrations in my body. And I swear, after I do that, I feel like just such a relief, like a lift was taken off my shoulders and I feel like I can actually breathe more and it feels so nice. And I even started to notice that throughout the day, like I feel like so much happier and like even as like whoever enters my room, like whether it be like my partner, he comes in even all happy and I'm like, oh my God, like this works. Like, like it's
Yes.
such a good intention that you set out there.
Yes.
And the crystals really do listen to you and vibrate through you. A great feeling to know that, you can put your trust into something and really like be able to vibrate with that. And that's just how I use it to keep it somewhere in my room that I can see it. And that's how I know, that this energy that this crystal has is constantly vibrating throughout my room and throughout to whoever comes into my space. And that's just how I like to use it. There's so many other ways to use them.
Yes.
There's not a wrong way to use a
No.
crystal as long as you have a good intention with you and as long as you firmly believe and allow its energy to literally vibrate
Yeah.
through you.
And it will. If you allow it to, it will.
Yes.
And yes, that was so beautiful. That was beautifully explained. And I like how you mentioned the cleaning part because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a like big clean person. So that means like physically, mentally, and spiritually. So I also like to, clean my crystals with sage or just like research your information and just find out like how you can clean your crystals because like everything like I'm a strong believer that everything collects energy and you obviously in order for it to be positive and good you have to consistently clean it out.
Yeah, because going on to clean your crystals are able to vibrate beautiful energy to you, but they also pick up on negative
Yes,
energy.
whatever's around it.
Yes, so that's why it's really important to be able to clean your crystal, and you can do that by saging. You could
Yes,
say positive affirmations, like I get rid of all the bad energy within this crystal.
you
There's
can.
also
Yes,
moonlight.
yes. Yes, you can cleanse them. No, actually, sorry. The moonlight, like the moon itself, it's like a lot of like just a ball of like vibration and energy, and that the your stones soak that up. And just also whenever you see like a full moon, I like to like lay out my crystals and like just show them love and let them know that they will recharge and they will be stronger than they were before. Yes, and I also another way of a easier way of cleaning them. I like to turn on an incense and just set an intention that this will clean my crystal and just
Mm-hmm.
having that like positive like incense on does help a lot too.
Yes, incense are very powerful and they've been used for
Hmm.
many cultures as well to cleanse a lot of things.
Like areas and energies.
So doing that, it's really gonna help your crystals vibrate so much energy within you and everything else
Mhm.
around it. So yeah, hopefully you guys do
Just
that
wanted
as
to put
well.
that out there.
Yes, little tips for the
Yes, a
crystals.
little tip. And we just wanted to end the video with introducing you guys to one of our crystals that we like to have around our area, which is the rose quartz. It's a love healing crystal. That means, self love, you love you show to people, relationships, like anything that has to do with your love chakra. This will help you a lot. And a quick way to to have it, like if you're not like a big person of having, like a big, and we like to have this because it just vibes with our, our little setup here. But if you
Yeah.
don't like a big crystal like this, or you can't have one around you like that
Yeah. If
big,
you like decorative crystals,
yes,
you can use that.
or you can use
Um
a stone with form of it, that one that Wendy has. And we also have, remember the name of that one? It's a tower. That one's
yeah.
a tower. So just know that there's also different forms of crystals that you also can have around you. And it just really depends on what works for you and how you're gonna be able to, like handle that crystal.
Yeah,
So
like
it's
it
just,
doesn't matter what size you get, what
yeah.
form you get, as long as you have the good intention of having it with you and you want its vibrations to vibrate through you, doesn't matter. These are very portable. So
Yes.
I like to sometimes carry my crystals around me. I actually have, damn, what's the green one called?
Ooh, jade.
Jade,
Jade,
yeah.
yeah, it's
So
jade.
I actually have jade in my wallet. That brings, abundance, and it
Yes.
could be abundance in anything,
Yeah.
money, just abundance in life in general, just well-being. So I always carry that in my wallet, and
Yes.
that's like smaller than this, probably like half of this, which is, very portable. Whatever crystal you're feeling that day, you
Yeah.
can carry it with you, and these are really so, you can use one of these. You can use these to have in your room, or just
Yes.
simple decorative.
Yes, and like you don't like you can take this, like another example can be like if you're like work area, you need like a little like push. You can also have these around your area. Another tip for me is another crystal that I really like a lot. I don't have it with me, but it would be citrine because I have personally carry that in my everyday bag and in my wallet because it also brings abundance. It brings in like money. It brings in just all that good abundance that you need. So that's
Yeah.
another tip or trick that you can use.
Yeah, so crystals are meant to just be in one place. Like you
Yes.
can have them anywhere, like Brent saying, your work area, your home, your bathroom, like anywhere you can possibly want good energy to follow you, just take it. And trust me, it's gonna make a difference. I had a ring last year. I lost it. So sad,
Oh,
guys.
I know.
It was a moonstone ring. Oh my god,
Yes.
guys. And I'm telling you guys, it was crazy because I was really, really struggling with my self-confidence last year, and it got so bad, and that's when I really started getting into crystals
Yes.
because
I
brands
remember.
introduced me to that. And I bought this ring, and as soon as I bought the ring, I swear, like, the lady at the store she was so
Oh
sweet,
my
and
god,
like,
yes, her vibe was so like her energy was just
yes,
good. That's why I got a really good vibe like from
yeah.
the store.
Oh, okay, I know this is
Sorry.
off topic, guys, but like, when you buy a crystal, go
Yes.
to somewhere that you feel a good
Yes,
energy,
correct, yes.
and don't be pressured into buying just any crystal. Just go with what feels good to you.
Yes.
Whatever literally you feel is attracting you, that's what your body needs, and that's what your body's gonna tell you. Like, and you'll feel it as soon as you
Yes.
feel it. Like, I felt
It's
that
like a
ring.
tingly. Like I don't know,
Yeah,
it's like a like if someone was whispering in your ear, like a very
yeah.
like like a
Because
lighthearted feeling.
your body's always telling you what it needs. You're just not hearing it. So as soon
Yeah.
as you enter the shop and you feel a good vibe, go for it. Literally go for it. And that's what I did with the ring. Something about the ring just kept calling me. And like, I was so hesitant to buy it until finally I was like, you know what? Like, my boyfriend was like, just get it. And like, I got it. And literally, when I'm telling you guys, like, that moonstone ring was specifically, for my confidence, and it literally helped. Like, I literally the next week, keep in mind, I would never go to the gym like in shorts or anything because I was just so self-conscious. Literally within the week, I was wearing shorts. I was like getting into like, I don't know, just feeling so good about myself. And I stopped caring about what other people thought about me. And it helped me so much to become to the person to who I am today. And honestly, like, it's just so beautiful how that healed me so much, and how much a crystal can literally affect your whole body and mood. And that was something I was able to wear every day. So they have it in
Yes.
jewelry too, guys. Like, you can look
Yes,
cute
you
and
can
still
cue wear it,
vibrate.
yeah. Exactly. And it just all depends on if what you feel right. Like you will know if it feels right or not. And that's why it's like important for you to go out there and yourself want to get there. Cause that intention of you wanting to go out
Hmm.
there, that calling, someone's gonna call back and that call back would be like whatever crystal you think would work for you and stuff. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just trust me, guys. Like, I know to some of you guys that might sound a little far-fetched or
Yeah.
like you're not used to this because I used to think it was like a little ridiculous,
Yeah, she wasn't a
like,
believer.
yeah, guys, I really wasn't. I'm a very like hesitant person when it comes to
Yes. Like you need
spirituality.
proof, you need like
Yeah, and that's why I always tell you guys like the science behind stuff because like I'm a very like okay, I need the facts. Like I need to know this works for sure. But and you're not gonna know until you try it and like try it because I really did and it really did make a difference in my life and that's what we want for you guys.
you want to feel good.
Mm-hmm. So going back to the crystal,
Yes.
what does this crystal
Like it helps like the energy like of the chakra of love just be balanced. And like you said, like whenever you're feeling down or feeling a little like you can't you can't love yourself, like that would be like a good crystal to have around your like people who like and if like people who feel self-conscious, because myself I feel the same way, like I like keeping rose quartz around you because it just helps me think clear
Yes.
and just like nothing is that serious.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like this can be used in relationships, with an intimate relationship, your family relationships, friendships, any type of relationship that has to do with love. That's what this crystal's for. If you want to have a good relationship and maybe like you and your partner connect more, you just tell the crystal, like please that your beautiful vibrations, vibrate through me. This is also used for communication because that's a sense of
Yes,
love.
love, yeah.
If you want to learn to communicate more, any of this, and there's so many other good qualities that you can just find if you do your research, and it also
Yes.
aligns with your heart chakra, which
Yes.
is the love. Obviously, your heart chakra is with love and well-being. So if you really are struggling with your well-being,
Yes.
physically and mentally, this will help you a lot.
Just for me, like also like another example would be when I would had the crystal around me, it just motivated me more to go out there and look for the things that I love that make
Mm-hmm.
me happy. And that's another way that how crazy, like it's crazy how crystals work, that like it motivated me to like want to go out there and look for the things that I love and actually make me happy.
Yes, exactly. So really hope you guys got some insight on
And a good
crystals.
understanding of
Mm-hmm.
what, like why a lot of people like what's the hype with them.
Yes, and hopefully with this, like Brand said, hopefully you got better understanding,
Yes.
and we interested you and opened your mind a little more, to this
Concept,
this
yes.
concept, to the spiritual world, and to the world of crystals. So, we're gonna actually try to introduce a new crystal within each episode as much as we can, because
Yes.
that's something we're really passionate about, and we
Yes.
do believe that they can help you. And so hopefully you like this,
Yes.
and
And hopefully you feel the good vibes through our videos, because that's what we're sending you guys, only good vibes.
All love today, guys. All love for you guys. We wish you an amazing
Amazing week.
week. We're sending all the good vibrations, all the good frequencies to you guys. And we want to set a good intention for you guys this week. So we hope that this week is filled with love
Yes.
for yourself, for your relationships,
And may you start off the week on the right fucking foot, because you
yes,
deserve it.
yes, exactly.
And with that being said, we could only hope that you choose to keep
Growing
growing
and
and
glowing.
glowing.
Bye.
Bye.